York and Drake, we're expecting close to, if not 40 drivers nearly every night this week.
Yeah, it's really incredible too. And we talk about not only our regular contenders, but a lot of invaders coming in that we maybe don't see all the time or very sporadically with the Nos Energy Drink USAC National Midget Championship. That makes it really fun. And Brian, for all 40 cars in the field that we're roughly expecting every night, you can really make a case of why any one of them should be in the top 10, top 5 on the podium, or even at the top of the podium. So that's really what makes this week compelling.
You know, and it's neat looking at the variety of drivers. We have drivers from Canada, the United States, Australia. One of the largest Australian contingents we've ever seen come in for Indiana Midget Week.
Yeah, it's been really fascinating to see, and with my experience over there too, it's been really interesting to hear these guys talk about it all the way back in December when I was over there, December and January. These guys already had plans. These guys were planning on making Indiana Midget Week, and it's really good to see that because, Brian, it's so hard to get over here as an Australian team. You know, we'll hear from Tom Payet here in a second about that, but a large effort by all these international drivers, and especially too the ones that race on the national trail too. It's not easy doing this week in, week out, especially for 6 nights straight like this. So tip of the hat to all of them.
Speaking of Tom Payet, you had a chance to go get a word with him. Let's go ahead and check in with him.
Indiana Midget Week always brings out the best across the world, but this year it seems to have gotten to a high level. 4 Australian drivers in the field this week, including Tom Payet. Now, Tom, one of the best overseas in Australia. You name it, from Western Australia, South Australia, Victoria. He's won it all, and now he's come to play in our backyard over here in the U.S. And Tom, I know this has been a lifelong dream to race in the U.S. You've gotten a taste of it at Coles County a couple of weeks ago with the Extreme Outlaw Midget Series, but now you're at a USAC show. Tell us the emotions heading into night 1 of Midget Week.
Yeah, it's I don't really have the words for it, to be honest. We sort of struggled at Coles County, but like I said, it didn't really matter to me. I'm over here racing, so living out a dream. Yeah, just extremely happy and excited and lucky to be here.
And I want to talk about this race car. Both you and Jake Robinson, your teammate, these cars were paired in the Keith Kunz Motorsports shop. Do you feel like that gives you maybe an advantage of some of the newer drivers in the field just because you have that level of expertise preparing these race cars?
Yeah, I think it's more just lucky for the opportunity. You know, it's insane how much Keith and all of his guys have opened their arms to us and really helped us out with this whole deal. So we between Keith and my personal sponsors that come all the way from Australia, you know, it's great to be here, and I really hope we put on a bit of a show.
And you talked about all the people coming on board this 7AU car to make Indiana Midget Week possible. And one of the things I really find fascinating with people like yourself that come over is the level of preparation, not just with the race car and the sponsors, but you know, making sure you have the right visas, the right travel plans, the right places to stay. Take us through that process of getting into the U.S. because it's more than just hopping in the race car.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's you know, Jake and myself, probably more Jake, have put in probably now over 100 hours of work leading up to this with getting sponsors on board and like you say, the logistics of everything, and just you know, I think everyone that's sort of made the trip and all our sponsors, you know, really does help for everyone to chuck in, and it's a massive effort to come all the way over here, and like I say, couldn't do it without all these guys on the race car.
Well, I talked about it earlier. He has accomplished everything you could pretty much hope to in a speed car over in Australia. He's coming over to the U.S. to take on Indiana Midget Week. We'll come back to Circle City Raceway after the break here on FloRacing.
Whatever you drive, however you drive. AMSOIL specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicles, so you can work hard and play hard with confidence. Order online at amsoil.com.
Hey race fans, have you set your Dirt Draft lineup yet? Dirt Draft is the fantasy racing app you can download right on your phone. Pick a team of 5 drivers within your $100,000 salary cap, and the better they do, the better you do. You earn points to spend in the Dirt Draft Speed Shop for all kinds of cool stuff, from t-shirts and hats, race tickets and pit passes, or even a season pass to FloRacing. New subscribers even get a free Dirt Draft t-shirt. Download the Dirt Draft app now from the Apple App or Google Play Store.
Indy Metal Finishing is a family-owned and operated business with 30 years of experience in the industry. Their mission is to support their customers with an exceptional level of quality and service. Conveniently located minutes from downtown Indianapolis, Indy Metal Finishing offers Type 2 and Type 3 anodizing chemical conversions, passivation, and electroless nickel services to motorsports, medical, military, aerospace, and manufacturing industries. Indy Metal Finishing is ISO certified and holds an FFL license. If you have any questions, please call Indy Metal Finishing today at 317-858-5353. Find them online at Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Indy Metal Finishing, or visit their website at indymetalfinishing.com.
Every lap, every race, every bit of paint traded for every hard-fought place. Every checkered flag and trophy raised. Every ounce of dirt, sweat, and gears. They're all jammed inside every can of NOS Energy. Go ahead, open up a can.
Go harder, faster, stronger with Rod End Supply. Whether you are running industrial, farming equipment, or a race car, Rod End Supply has the assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products that will help you lead the field in performance. Our superior design means our rod ends last longer and perform better, giving you the edge on the track and saving you money. Contact Rod End Supply or order online today at rodendsupply.com. We don't just sell them, we race them. rodendsupply.com, serving the racing community for over 30 years.
Sprint car fans, the wait is over. The Western World Championship is back, and this year we're making the Western World great again. Avante Windows and Doors and AME Electrical have teamed up to bring you the biggest purse in Western World history. $15,000 to win, plus $15,000 in lap money. The best sprint car drivers in the country are storming into Central Arizona Raceway, battling for bragging rights, big money, and a legacy that lasts forever. This is the biggest sprint car race in Arizona. This is tradition, and this is War on Dirt. It's the Western World Championship. Are you ready? Make the Western World great again.
Welcome back to the broadcast here on FloRacing. Green flag flies on the 410 contingent and is operating as the support class throughout the entirety of Indiana Midget Week. We are at night number 1. And as me and Drake talked about on the pre-race show, expecting around 40 drivers each and every night. We made it to 39 here this evening. That'll give us 4 flights of third draft hot laps, leading on later on into 4 heat races. Action kicking off tonight. Tomorrow we're at Paragon, then we go to Honest State Roofing, Lincoln Park Speedway, Bloomington Speedway on Friday, Tri-State down in Hobstadt on Saturday, and then round things out at Kokomo on Sunday. Of course, you can see that entire lineup when you go to USACracing.com. If you can't be there, of course, you can see it all on FloRacing. So cars exiting the racing surface. Real quick, let's go ahead and check in with Drake York before we roll into Dirt Draft Hot Laps.
Thank you so much, Brian. One of the best weeks of the year is upon us here, night number 1 of the 2025 Indiana Midget Week here at Circle City Raceway. Without further ado, let's take a look at your season-long NOS Energy Drink USAC National Midget Championship point standings. Remember, all 6 nights of Indiana Midget Week go towards that season-long championship. Comes Ventura Raceway for the Turkey Night Grand Prix. Justin Grant, still after that elusive first national midget title, is your current points leader with 365 points. Cannon McIntosh back behind in second. No means out of it. Cale Drake is third. Logan Seavey fourth. Jacob Denny currently rounding out the top 5. Steven Snyder Jr., the highest rookie, is 6th. Gavin Miller 7th. Drake Edwards 8th. Kevin Thomas Jr. 9th. And rounding out the top 10 is Gunnar Setzer.
On to our dirt draft driver v driver matchup of the night, and it's worth noting before we look at the drivers in contention for tonight, at Knoxville we had Gunnar Setzer and Logan Seavey go up against each other. Get this, they both finished 1-2 with Gunnar Setzer barely narrowing out Logan Seavey, and that's in the overall. We had 983 entries at Knoxville, so quite the impressive feat to have both of them up there. With that being said, Cale Coons is your most recent winner in the dirt draft driver v driver matchup in the Midget Championship, and we figured, hey, we'll give Gunnar Setzer another go at it since he did so good at Phil. On the left-hand side of your screen is Cale Coons. He's got Carter Sarf, Gavin Miller, Zach Dom, Kyle Jones, and Gunnar Setzer. Setzer, his opposition to the right, will be USAC driver 2 tonight. He's got Kanan McIntosh, Gavin Miller, Zach Dom, himself, and Jacob Boxall. So keep an eye on that as they go throughout the night. Who knows, we might have another 1-2. On to the nuts and bolts of the show tonight for the NOS Energy Drink USAC National Midget Championship. Coming up next, we have our dirt draft hot laps that will then go into Honest Abe Roofing qualifying on the evening. 4 heat races, top 5 advance straight into tonight's feature event. 6th on back, we'll go to the Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature, where we'll take the top 4 out of that event, and they will make the starting field of tonight's feature event for night number 1 of the 2025 NOS Energy Drink, or excuse me, the 2025 Indiana Midget Week for the NOS Energy Drink USAC National Midget Championship. Easy to get those mixed up sometimes. Brian, we're already in the thick of it. It is night 1 of one of the greatest weeks of the year. And don't forget, we also have the local sprint cars as a support division every night of Indiana Midget Week, and there are cars from everywhere. There's cars from Texas, California, Arizona, Indiana, obviously, Australian in the field too, and that too. So always fun to see the sprint cars here during Indiana Midget Week, as well as Dirt Draft Hot Laps now hitting the Speedway, Brian.
Indeed, and Dirt Draft would like to welcome you to Indiana Midget Week, and that means it is time to fire up your fantasy lineup. Whether you're trackside or watching on FloRacing, you can now create your very own Midget Week League. Go head-to-head with your friends, your crew, even the guy in turn 4 who thinks he knows everything about midget racing, just so you can prove him wrong. Every race counts, every pick matters. And at the end of the week, someone walks away with bragging rights as the 2025 Indiana Midget Week Fantasy Champion. To get this, new subscribers score a free USAC t-shirt just for signing up. That's right, sign up, get a free t-shirt, and then go win some glory. So make sure to download the Dirt Draft app now or visit dirtdraft.com. Draft your drivers, build your league, claim your t-shirt, and let's see who knows they're midgets. So cars will begin to fire here for set number 1 in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. The first driver to tell you about making his way around to the front straightaway out of Ione, California, the NOS Energy Drink, pristineauction.com, Mobile 1 Toyota Racing Development number 87. That'll be Justin Grant. The driver rolling behind him. Normally see him in micro competition out of Chino Valley, Arizona. Driver the Kodiak Products, Coyote Race Cars, Mopar DRC Chassis, Temperature Control, Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric number 77 AZ. That is Preston Norberry. Preston Norberry in the number 77. Another driver moving up out of the micro ranks, originally a full-time competitor with the National Open Wheel 600 Series. Colton Robinson out of Titusville, Florida, the Precise Tooling Solutions, Toyota Racing Development, Mobile 1, KKM, Kermagajania, number 67K. The 71K on the back straightaway, Kanan McIntosh out of Bixby, Oklahoma, the Mobile 1, Toyota Racing Development, Curb Records. Link Chassis, KKM, Kermagajania, number 71. Another driver who cut his teeth in the micro ranks, move up in the midgets over here over the last couple of seasons. Corbin Ruschenberg in Mesa, Arizona, driving the CBS Steel Building, Stanton SR11X Powered. Spike Tassi, Arizona Luxury Garage, 7 Development, number 26. As we go to green here in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session at number 1. A couple of more drivers on the track to tell you about. Kyle Jones, one of those drivers out of Kennedale, Texas, from the Belling Racing Equipment. Joiner Motorsports Valco Rush Race Gear, number 27X. And the 7. Rolling down the back straightaway, that is Timez. Thomas Meseral out of San Jose, California. The England Machine and Tool, Timez TV, EA Stealth Spike Chassis, number 7X. Checker flag flies on Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1. Justin Grant so far quickest at a 12 at 9:56. Trey Marcham, one of the drivers we didn't tell you about, behind the wheel of the Schmitz Incorporated Proterra Landscaping, tops up here by Quality Thread, Central Motorsports, Spike Stant number 85. He is second quick right now at a 13.218. Corbin Ruschenberg, a 13.267. Cannon McIntosh, a 13.369. And Preston Norbury, a 13.413. Currently make up the 5 quickest drivers. Why choose AMSOIL lubricants? Well, 3 reasons: power, performance, and protection. They design specialized lubricants engineered for what you drive and how you drive. Visit AMSOIL.com to learn more. Make sure and stop by the NOS Energy Sampling Station to pick up a complimentary can of NOS Energy drink. Make sure and try new NOS Zero Sugar, 100% NOS, and none of the sugar. Make sure to follow on social media, NOS Energy Drink, or go online to drinknos.com. Throughout the 2025 season, you can be part of the action with a chance to win with Play USAC, offering you, the fans, ways to put money on your favorite drivers with top sports books and daily fantasy providers offering odds and exclusive sign-up offers for USAC racing fans. There's never been a better time to give it a try. Visit nxtbets.com/playusac for more information, or scan the code in the broadcast to see what's available in your state. Void where prohibited. Must be 21 years or older to participate. Don't find yourself in the throes of addiction. Fight back at 1-800-GAMBLER. Dirt Drive Hot Lap session number 2 begin to fire. Believe Drake York with another update.
Indeed I do, Brian. You'll see Mason Hannigan firing off in that 71H, making his NOS Energy Drink USAC National Midget debut tonight. Of course, that name should sound familiar to some race fans. Of course, his dad, Randy Hannigan, a longtime regular with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. And an interesting safety feature to note on Mason's car, if you look at the back of the cage, you'll actually notice that cage is raised up quite significantly, and there's good reason for that. Mason stands at just over 6 feet tall, so easily one of the tallest drivers in the field. And he told me on this race car when they were getting it ready for the Chili Bowl, he wanted to make sure he had some extra head clearance, and especially when you have a driver of his stature driving one of these race cars, safety is always of the utmost importance. And I know his mama Angie is here tonight. I know his dad Randy unfortunately couldn't be here. He had some business dealings going on in North Carolina, but wishing the Hannigan family the best tonight as Mason embarks off on his first USAC national event tonight here at Circle City.
Thank you very much, Mason, behind the wheel of the Hills Racing. Cigarport.ca, Townline Variety, Speedway Toyota Spike chassis number 71, rolling down the front straightaway. A pair of 86 machines here tonight. Both of them look, well, pretty much identical. We've got the 86X of KJ Snow out of Kingsburg, California, the PristineAuction.com, Toyota Racing Development Mobile 1, and the Plain 86 is Dason Persley at Locust Grove, Oklahoma, the NOS Energy Speedway Toyota CV Industries number 86. Field will begin to wind up here at Dirt Track Hot Lap session number 2. If you're just joining us here on the broadcast or in the grandstands, getting a look at Gunnar Setzer here on screen out of Columbus, Indiana, driving the Midwest Tube Mill, Stanton SR11 link chassis. Setzer fabricated. Gear starts down, number 43. He'll make his way around to the front straightaway. Snow in the 86X behind him. Then we find the 83 of Drake Edwards into turn number 1 out of Peoria, Arizona. The Avante Winners endorsed, PristineAuction.com, Speedway Toyota Spike number 83. The 21K, the Shark, Carter Sarvin of Mason City, Illinois, coming off of a victory with the Extreme Outlaw Midgets. Powered by Toyota this past weekend at Coles County, the Provisio Speedway Toyota Spike chassis, Clearview Glass number 21K. The Sierra Towing and Crushing Speedway Toyota Bowled by Spike. Chandler Grand Prix 00, Brecken Reese joining us here tonight. The 7AU on the front straightaway. Tom Payet out of Perth, Western Australia, driving the Merger Contracting Toyota Link chassis, Hose Force number 7AU. Cale Coon's going to make his way off of the back straightaway out of Greencastle, Indiana, driving the Curb Records, dueling Autosport, Kirby Gajanian entry, and the 8. That was Zach Weigel out of Belpre, Ohio, the Belling Racing Equipment, Stanton's XXX chassis, number 8. Racing Electronics has over 30 years of experience and serves every major form of auto racing. Don't forget, bring your scanner the next time you're at a USAC national event, as all broadcast audio is available on frequency 454.5000. Again, that's 454.5000 for that scanner frequency. Shop online at racingelectronics.com or call them at 1-800-272-7111. Cookout presents always fresh, never frozen burgers, barbecue, hot dogs, cooked fresh every day. And get this, over 40 different flavors of shakes, all prepared fresh and made by hand every day. It's all yours. Find a Cookout location near you. Visit cookout.com. Sunoco is the official race fuel of USAC Racing. As the world's largest manufacturer of racing fuel, Sunoco has been the standard of motorsports for over 50 years. Known for innovation, consistency, and high performance, Sunoco Fuels has been the choice of racers in virtually every form of motorsports, from grassroots tracks to premier international series. Committed to supporting their racing community, Sunoco powers champions and fuels unforgettable moments at the track. Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 3 on Speedway. They will begin to fire. And the first driver to tell you about, Hayden Reinbold. He's out of Gilbert, Arizona. The AME Electrical Indy Race Parts, Stanton Spike. Reinbold, Unwood Motorsports, number 19 AZ. The 67, Jacob Denny. He's out of Galloway, Ohio. Driver of the JBL Audio, TRD, Toyota Mobile 1. Link Chassis, Speedway Toyota, number 67. He rolls down the back straightaway. 57 machine, that's Logan Seavey over in turn number 3. The Indy Power Sports Prime 47, CGCPA, Stanton Spike, Abacus Racing number 57. Caden Manders out of Perth, Western Australia, driving the Dasco Supply Group. Valvoline, QV Automotive Mining Marine number 71, making his way down the front straightaway. And the 97K. Make that the 97, excuse me. That is Gavin Miller. He's out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. The Sound Gear, TRD, Mobile 1, Curb Wreckers, Toyota, number 97. The 3G on track, that's Kyle Cummins out of Princeton, Indiana. The Oshwegan Speedway Elite, Avante Windows and Doors. Spike Chassis, Glenn Steyer's Racing, number 3G. He rolls down the back straightway. The 8AU, that is Jake Robinson, driving the Mannington Toyota. Monty Farms, Toyota Link Chassis, driven Midwest Alliance Surveying. Paul Robinson on number 8AU as we pick up speed and go to green here in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session at number 3. Zach Dom joining us tonight, driving the Odell Racing, Odell Trucking, Speedway Toyota Link Chassis number 5D. He'll bring it around here to the near side of the Speedway and the 16 TH. Kevin Newton out of Terre Haute, Indiana, driven the Honest Abe Roofing, Esslinger Spike, Second Law Motorsports number 16. We'll wrap up Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 3. A quick look at lap times. Jacob Denny climbing to the top of the boards at a 12:698. Kyle Cummins a 12:779. Hayden Reinbold a 12:828. Logan Seavey a 12:873. And Gavin Miller a 12:878. Right now making up the 5 quickest drivers. Jacob Boxell, Zach Weigel, Justin Grant, Drake Edwards, and Carter Sarf make up the top 10. CarIQ has created a payment solution aimed at fleets that allows cars and trucks to connect to gas pumps to pay for fuel without the need of a fuel card or a credit card. CarIQ Payment Solutions, CarIQ Pay, replaces fleet card products and protects against fraud while significantly reducing back-office vehicle reconciliation. Learn more at gocariq.com today. Hoosier Tires' mission is to be the dominant customer-driven provider of racing tires to teams domestically and internationally. Their existence and continued success are dependent upon how well they meet their responsibilities to serve their customers by providing safe, quality products to amateur and professional motorsports teams. For more information on the tires designed for champions, go online to HoosierTire.com. Final group of drivers on track here for Dirt Draft Hot Laps. They'll get the command to go ahead and fire. And the first driver rolling off for the push truck is going to be Steven Snyder Jr. to Rising Sun, Maryland. The RMS Racing and Viral Fab, Valco Wheels, MPV Logistics, Rod End Supply number 4. The driver in 40, Blake Brandon out of Morgan Hill, California. The Kaiser Wheels, Advanced Shocks, Brandon Corporation, Western Speed, Clot Synthetic Lubricants number 40, making his way towards turns 3 and 4. Daniel Harding on track at Perth, Western Australia. The QV Automotive Mining Marine, Spike Chassis, Valvoline, Dasco Supply Group, Dan Golding Racing, number 71W here on the front straightaway. Driver behind him, the 35, Christopher Hartman out of Boulder, Colorado. Driving the Hinchman Indy Duo Water, Terry Broderick Group, number 35S. Coming off of a $15,000 score at the Avante Windows Doors Corn Belt Clash up in Knoxville. Behind the wheel of the Four Kings Racing, Link Chassis, Stanton Inferno Armor, Metalloid 1, ShopAngryDuck.com, number 14 here tonight. Out of Coleman, Alabama, that is Kevin Thomas Jr. Kevin Thomas in the 14. Cale Drake on the back straightway out of Collinsville, Oklahoma. The Eibach Toyota KKM Give Back Classic. Kirk Records, Link Speedway Toyota, number 97. The 19M, his first appearance of the 2025 season in Mooresville, North Carolina. The Millbridge Speedway, FK Indy, Walker Filtration, Mark IV, Bundyville Honda, Spike Chassis, number 19M. That is Little Bundy. That is Ethan Mitchell. Ethan Mitchell and the number 19M. A couple more drivers to tell you about on track. The 81G of Rylan Gray over in turns 1 and 2. Problems on that car, not wanting to get up to speed here as he rolls slow on the bottom side onto the back straightaway in the AceCorpGroup.com. Stanton Link Chassis, number 81. Chris Bowie out of Indianapolis, Indiana, also joining us here tonight. Driving the Good Guys Home Service, Bowie Build Honda, Ripper, High Shine Window Cleaning, Nitro Rally Graphics, Bill Ballione, number 36. So checker flag will fly here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, and Jacob Denny will be the fastest driver, a 12.698 second lap. Daniel Harding, a 12.749. Kevin Thomas Jr., 12.775. Kyle Cummins, a 12.779. And Hayden Reinbold, a 12.828. Make up the top 5 quickest drivers. Honest Abe Roofing qualifying coming up next. An extra $150 up for grabs for tonight's Honest Abe Roofing Quick Qualifier. America's Reliable Roofer will present the Fast Qualifying Award for all 3 USAC National Divisions throughout the 2025 season. Honest Abe has been installing, repairing, and maintaining residential roofs since 2005, and they want to give you the perfect roof to protect your home and keep you comfortable. Honest Abe provides the fastest service in the roofing industry, and they're supporting the fastest driver in qualifications. Visit honestaberoofing.com today to schedule your free roof inspection. The one-lap track record here in USAC National Midget Competition established June 5th, 2023, a 12.385 second lap, 72.669 average miles per hour, turned by Kevin Thomas Jr. Two times around for drivers to establish their quick qualifying time. They will get a warm-up lap once they come around. Second time by the flag stand, the green flag will fly and the clock will begin. And there it is for the driver to Bayonne, California, the NOS Energy Drink, PristineAuction.com, Mobile One Toyota Racing Development, CB Industries, Spike, Speedway Toyota number 87. This is Justin Grant. Justin Grant started things off here in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. He'll come around a 12.482, 1.2482 seconds. Already talking about possibly setting a new track record here. He is just shy of it. A 12.385 by Kevin Thomas Jr. Lap number 2 for Justin Grant will be slower, 12.537. He'll stand on his opening lap at 12.482, but he will set the mark in behind the wheel of that NOS Energy number 87. Next driver on to the speedway out of San Jose, California. Trading time between midget and sprint car racing this season. The England Machine and Tool Team STV, Sure-Built Suspension, High Performance Lubricants, Teaming Row number 7X. It's Team S, Thomas Meserol. Thomas Meserol in the 7X. Weekly competitor up in the Knoxville Raceway here in 2025. Looking at his USAC record here during Indiana Midget Week competition, 45 career 8-feature starts and a pair of wins all the way back in 2021 at Paragon and 2022 at Tri-State. Comes around on his opening lap at a 12.863, 1:2.863 seconds for Thomas Meserol. Brings it off at turn number 4 on the throttle here as he stops the clock. Even better, 12.745. Still second quick, better on time, not position for Thomas Meserol. Normally, Jerry Coons Jr. behind the wheel of the Central Motorsports number 85. Swapped the driver out. It's Trey Marcham at Newcastle, Indiana. Driver of the Schmitz Incorporated, Gateway Paintball Dave, DKW Pipeline, Stanton Spike Chassis, tops up here by Quality Threads, number 85 machine. Last USAC start, 2022. That was out of Port City Raceway in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Mustered a 15th place finish. Comes around on his opening lap, third quick at a 12.951, 1:2.951 seconds for Trey Marcham. Driver that's cut his teeth through micros throughout the year, still competes quite regularly down at I-44 Riverside Speedway. Second time around, better, second quick at a 12.735, 1:2.735 seconds for Trey Marcham. On the clock now, driver to Belpre, Ohio. Driver of the Belling Racing Equipment, Stanton Triple X Chassis, Evans Custom Lettering, Sign to Life Graphics, Cornell Racing Stables number 8. This is Zach Weigel. Zach Weigel in the number 8 machine. 24 career starts in USAC competition, 1 win, a trio of top 5s, and 9 top 10 finishes for the driver to Belpre, Ohio. 5 times during Indiana Midget Week, he has been an A-main starter. His best finish, a 5th at Tri-State in 2024. He's second quick on his opening lap at a 12.602, 1:2.602 seconds. Again, everybody chasing Justin Grand, who turned a 12.482. Weigel coming around, second trip. Better and just shy of taking it away, a 12.566, second quick for Zach Weigel. Grand holds on to it by 0.084 seconds. Another driver you normally see behind the wheel of a micro. In fact, his family builds him. The County Race Cars, Mopar DRC Chassis, Kodiak Products, Papa Paul's Upholstery, Salon Go, Beals Auto Body number 77 AZ. This is Preston Norberry. Preston Norberry in the number 77. On the clock as he comes around to the wave of the white flag, his Indiana Midget Week debut, and lap number 1 is going to be a 13.040, 1:30.40 seconds for the driver of the 77 AZ. A couple of micro wins earlier this year, and now 600 competition up at Adobe Mountain out in Arizona on July 31st and again on May 23rd. Second time around, a 12.902, 1:2.902 seconds for Norberry, currently 5th out of 5. Speaking of now 600 drivers, used to be a former National Tour competitor with the National Open Wheel 600 Series. Colton Robinson out of Titusville, Florida. The Precise Tooling Solutions, TRD, Mobile One Curb Records, Walker Filtration, Link Chassis, KKM, Kirby Virginia, number 67K. Driver making his Indiana Midget Week debut. Go-karts to now 600, now into midgets. As he comes around on his opening lap, he'll be third quick at a 12.612, 1:2.612 seconds for Colton Robinson. In action over the weekend up at Coles County, started on the pole, slid back a little bit, fought back to a top 5 finish. As he comes around lap number 2, slower, a 12.636. He'll stand on his opening lap, a 12.612. That was Colton Robinson at 67. So waiting on the next car to make its way out of the push lane. Justin Grant so far is the quickest at a 12.482. Zach Weigel a 12.566. Colton Robinson a 12.612. Trey Marcham 12.735. And Thomas Meserol fifth quick at a 12.745. Back underway and on track now, the driver to Bixby, Oklahoma, the Mobile One, TRD, Curb Breakers, Toyota, KKM, Kirby Gajanian, Link Chassis, Speedway, Toyota Power, number 71K. This is Cannon McIntosh. Cannon McIntosh in the number 71K. Pair of wins on the season. Power Eye with Creek down in March, most recently in USAC competition on the short track at Belleville. That was back in May. Brings it off at turn number 4 on his opening lap. He'll be fourth quick at a 12.645, 1:2.645 seconds for Cannon McIntosh. 33 times an 8-feature starter during Indiana Midget Week competition. One victory in 2022 back up at Kokomo. Comes around lap number 2, slower, 12.790. Lap number 1, 12.654 is the one he'll stand on. McIntosh currently fourth. Driver to Kennedale, Texas, out to the Speedway. Driver the Belling Racing Equipment, Stanton Spine, Valco Wheels, Rush Race Gear, Joyner Motorsports over 27X. This is Kyle Jones. Kyle Jones in the number 27X. 43 career USAC Midget starts, 1 top 5, and a dozen top 10 finishes for the driver out of Kennedale, Texas. 6 times a feature starter in Indiana Midget Week competition. He'll come around on lap number 1. He will stop the clock, 7th quick at a 12:8:45, 1:28:45 seconds. Looking for his first career A-feature start here at Circle City. In fact, a bulk of the field has never seen this racetrack before in midget competition. Kyle Jones among them. Lap number 2 is better, a 12:7:88. Better on time, not position, still 7th quick. Speaking of drivers who have never been on this track in a midget, Corbin Ruschenberg in Mesa, Arizona. The CBC Steel Buildings, Arizona Luxury Garage 7 Development, MB2 Industries, CHI Overhead Door, JPU Racing, Scott Ruschenberg on number 26. Continuing the theme of drivers who have moved up into the midget ranks out of the National Open Wheel 600 Series. On his warm-up lap and about to stop the clock on lap number 1. 9th quick at a 12:5:98, 1:25:98 seconds. Make that 3rd quick, 12:5:98 for Corbin Ruschenberg. Brings the car off at turn number 4. Lap number 2, a little bit slower, 12:8:46. He'll stand on his opening lap at 12:5:98. Next driver out to the Speedway will be the 10th driver to qualify thus far to Kingsburg, California, the PristineAuction.com, Toyota Racing Development, Mobile One Speedway Toyota, CB Industries number 86X. This is KJ Snow. KJ Snow in the 86X, a 5-time winner on the season in micro competition at Millbridge, Port City Raceway, and Sweet Springs most recently. A 12:8:28 on his opening lap, 12:8:28 seconds for KJ Snow on lap number 1. Currently puts him 9th quick as he brings it through turns 3 and 4. Another driver making his Indiana Midget Week debut. Stops the clock lap number 2 at a 12:7:86. Picks up 1 to 8th quick. That was KJ Snow. Next out to the Speedway to Greencastle, Indiana. Driver the Curb Records, Stanton SR11X, Shores Chassis, Dueling Autosport, Curb Agajani, and Impact number 63. This is Cale Coons. Cale Coons, the number 63. Likewise, making his Indiana Midget Week debut. He will streak his way into turns 3 and 4 in his opening lap of qualifying. We'll see where he stops the clock here as the white flag waves. It'll be a 12:9:52, 1:29:52 seconds for Cale Coons on his opening lap. Currently showing him 11th out of 11 so far as he makes his way through turns 3 and 4. Brings it around to the way with a checkered flag, and lap number 2 will be slower, 13:021. He'll stand on his opening lap, 11th quick at a 12:9:52. Jacob Boxell out to the Speedway out of Zanesville, Indiana. Driving the Inferno Armor, Metalloid 1, ShopAgriDuck.com, Acro Seal, 4 Kings Racing, Stanton SR11X, Link Chassis number 14. Another driver making his first foray into competition here during Indiana Midget Week. Brings the car low through turn 3, lets it swings out to the middle at the exit, turn number 4. His opening lap will be a 12:8:46, 1:28:46 seconds for Jacob Boxell, currently 10th on the field. Making his way off into turns at 3 and 4. Similar line here as he makes his way to the near side of the Speedway. And lap number 2 will be just a tick slower, 12:8:98. Lap number 1, his best attempt, a 12:8:46. Again, Boxell currently sitting in 10th. Driver out to the Speedway now is at Locust Grove, Oklahoma. The PristineAuction.com, NOS Energy Drink, Toyota Racing Development, Mobile One CB Industries, Speedway Toyota Spike number 86. This is Dason Pursley. Dason Pursley in the number 86. 25 career A-feature starts in Indiana Midget Week competition, 4 top 5s and 15 top 10 finishes. Brings it around on lap number 1, and he'll stop the clock at a 12:6:03. 4th quick for Dason Pursley, again 12:6:03 seconds. 9 overall career victories with the USAC NOS Energy Drink Midget National Championship. Still looking for one here in Midget Week competition. Comes around lap number 2, slower, a 12:6:39, a 12:6:03 on his opening lap. Good enough for 4th quick, currently on the field. Carter Sarf out to the Speedway at Mason City, Illinois. Driving the Pavizio, Speedway Toyota, Spike Chassis, Clearview Glass. At Jamie Sarf Construction, Carter Sarf Racing number 21K. 2 wins on the season outside of USAC competition. Farmer City on April 12th, and most recently Coles County, both of those with the Extreme Outlaw Midgets powered by Toyota, making his Indiana Midget Week debut. He has 17 career starts in USAC competition. Comes around on his opening lap 6 quick at a 12:6:42, 1:26:42 seconds for the driver of the number 21K. Makes his way all the way to the cushion into turn number 3. Brings the car down just a little bit. Exit turn number 4. And lap number 2, better. 2nd quick at a 12:5:53. 1:25:53 seconds. barely misses, taken away from Justin Grant by .071. Grant holds on to it with a 12.482. Mason Hannigan onto the speedway now at Pittsboro, Indiana. Driving the town line variety, Brown & Miller Racing Solutions, Rainbow Seamless Guttering, Cigarport.ca, Hills Racing number 71H. Another driver moving up out of the micro ranks into the midgets over the last couple of seasons. Comes around lap number 1 with the 13.008, 1:30.08 seconds for Mason Hannigan on his opening lap. Currently puts him 15th on the field. Takes the speedway Toyota town line variety. Cigarport.ca number 71 on lap number 2 and better by 2 spots with a 12.869, 1:28.69 seconds. Currently 13th. That was Mason Hannigan. Coming off of his best career finish with the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship this past weekend at Knoxville Raceway, Gunnar Setzer on track out of Columbus, Indiana. The Midwest 2 Mill, Stanton Link Chassis, Bar Properties. The gear starts now. Setzer Fabricating, Lynch Machining, number 43. 6 career starts in USAC National Midget competition, including a top 10 finish most recently out of Belleville, where he ran 8th. Another driver making his Indiana Midget Week debut goes 14th quick on his opening lap at a 12.873, 1:28.73 seconds on lap number 1 for Gunnar Setzer. Sails it off into turn number 3. We'll see if he grabs some more speed here on lap number 2 off of turn number 4, and he will. 8th quick at a 12.679, 1:26.79 seconds for Gunnar Setzer. He'll jump to 8th on the field. Onto the back straightaway now on his warm-up lap at a Canyon, Texas. Driver the Sierra Towing and Crushing, Sonny's Grocery, Sure-Built Suspension, tops up here, Bud Quality Threads, Checker Flag Trucking, Chandler Grand Prix 00. This is Brecken Reese. Brecken Reese in the 00. 17th driver out to the track to qualify so far, and in his Indiana Midget Week debut, brings it off at turn at number 4, brings it wide, grabs the cushion, and lap number 1 will be 13th fastest at a 12.811, 1:28.11 seconds for Brecken Reese. Another driver out of the Now 600 ranks joining us here this week in Indiana Midget Week competition. Brings it off at turn number 4. We'll see if he improves on lap number 2. He does, 12.717, jumps to 9th quick. Again, that was Brecken Reese in 00. Onto the racetrack now at Perth, Western Australia. Driving the Energy Higher, Jolly Good Auto Electricians, Toyota Link Chassis, Hose Force, Bradford's Plumbing, and Ron Bennett owned number 7AU. This is Tom Payet. Tom Payet in the 7AU. The 2-time Western Australian Speed Car champion in his Indiana Midget Week debut. Working lap number 1 here is the 18th driver out to qualify as he tips her over on the right rear just a little bit. Goes 18th quick in his opening lap at 13.026, 1:30.26 seconds for the Speed Car Grand Prix Series winner. Takes it off into turns 3 and 4, flies left front just a little bit here. Lap number 2, does he improve? He does not. A 13.049, 13.026 on lap number 1. Currently 18th for Tom Payet. Out of Peoria, Arizona, the Avante Windows and Doors, pristineauction.com, Petty Performance Racing, CB Industries Mobile 1. Speedway Toyota Spike Chassis number 83. This is Drake Edwards. Drake Edwards in the number 83. 4 career starts in his driving career in Indiana Midget Week competition. A best of 17th at Bloomington in 2024. Working lap number 2. He was 7th quick on his opening lap at a 12.628. Lap number 2 is slower, a 12.873. Again, 12.628. Lap number 1 currently 7th quick for Drake Edwards. Onto the speedway now. Driver joining us at Pocahontas, Illinois. Driver the Odell Trucking Speedway Total Link Chassis Odell Racing 5D. This is Zach Dom. Zach Dom in the number 5D. 223 career USAC National Midget starts, a trio of wins, 53 top 5s and 112 top 10 finishes in Indiana Sprint Week competition. 56 of those starts have occurred here during this week of competition. Goes 16th quick on his opening lap at 12.867, 1:28.67 seconds. 1 Speed Week win. That was back in Lawrenceburg in 2013 with 7 top 5s and 24 top 10 finishes. Lap number 2, slower, a 12.920, 12.867 on lap number 1, 16th for Zach Dom. Scott Orr at Columbia City, Indiana, onto the track now. The Alexander's Garage Buick-powered Spike Chassis or Motorsports number 88. Driver we've seen in midget competition, sprint car competition. Primarily, we've seen him in modified competition. In fact, a couple of starts this season in dirt car UMP modifieds up in Montpelier. Brings it around on lap number 1, and he will stop the clock 21st quick at a 13.407, 1:34.07 seconds for the Buick-powered number 88. Brings it off into turns 3 and 4, up on the cushion, round to the front straightaway. See if he improves on lap number 2. He does, 13.399. Better on time, not position, 13.399 for Scott Orr, still 21st. Driver all the way from Perth, Western Australia, drove the Dasco Supply Group, Valvoline, QV Automotive, Mining Marine. Scatterfells, Don Golding Racing, number 71. This is Caden Manders. Caden Manders in the number 71. At speed here for the 4th time, a Western Australia Speed Car champion, looking for his first start here in Indiana Midget Week competition. Brings it off at turn number 4. We'll see where he stops the clock at the wave of the white flag. 20th quick at a 12.972, 1:29.72 seconds. Manders, a 2-time feature starter 1 year ago here during Indiana Midweek competition, comes around lap number 2, better, 18th quick at a 12.878, 1:28.78 seconds for the driver of the number 71. Gavin Miller onto the chip to the back straightaway, driver of the Sound Gear, Toyota Racing Development, Mobile 1 Curb Records, KKM Kerbagajanian, number 97. Starts the clock for the driver with 56 career starts, 1 win, 11 top 5s, and 34 top 10 finishes in USAC National Midget Competition. Picked up a win earlier this year at the Port City Raceway with the Extreme Outlaw Midget, still looking for a USAC victory this season. Goes 9th quick in his opening lap at a 12.678, 1:26.78 seconds. 11 times a feature starter in Indiana Midget Week competition. A victory at Bloomington in 2023 to go along with that. Comes around lap number 2, better on time, a 12.659, still 9th quick. That was Gavin Miller. The 16TH machine, Kevin Newton out of Terre Haute, Indiana. The Honest Abe Roofing Esslinger Spike Chassis, Second Law Motorsports, number 16. He'll be the 24th driver to qualify. His last USAC feature start was during the BC 39 last year. He ran 12th, has 5 career USAC National Midget starts to his credit. Rolls the car up through turns 3 and 4. He'll come around on his opening lap. Newton going to stop the clock at a 13.108, 1:31.08 seconds. Good for 23rd quick right now. Most of the time spent with a wing on top. We see him at various World of Outlaw as well as High Limit Series events. A couple of times throughout the year, we'll see him in USAC non-wing competition as well. Lap number 2, a little bit slower, 13.157. Lap number 1, 13.108 for Kevin Newton. His best attempt puts him 23rd. Jake Robinson of the Perth, Western Australia onto the Speedway, the Mannequin Toyota. Monty Farms, Alliance Surveying, Toyota Link Chassis, Paul Robinson on number 8AU. One of the many drivers this year making his Indiana Midget Week debut. Will make his way off into turns 3 and 4 on the clock here. Coming around to the wave of the white flag, hustling the high side through turns 3 and 4. And lap number 1 is going to be 13.129, 13.129 seconds for Robinson. Good enough for 24th quick right now. Does he find some more speed on lap number 2? Well, he picks up 1 spot at 13.084, 23rd for the Aussie. Jacob Denny out to the Speedway, the JBL Audio, TRD Toyota Mobile 1, Link Chassis, Speedway Toyota, KKM Kerbagajanian, number 67. Denny 1 win during the opening weekend for the USAC NOS Energy Drink Midget National Championship up at Kokomo back in April. 80 career USAC National Midget starts, 16 of those during Midget Week competition. Comes around 11 quick on his opening lap, a 12.711, 12.711 for Jacob Denny on lap number 1. 2 times a winner in Indiana Midget Week competition. Honest Abe Roofing, Lincoln Park Speedway, as well as Tri-State. Has 6 top 5s and 8 top 10 finishes as well. Comes around lap number 2 a little bit slower, a 12.853, 12.711 lap number 1. 11th quick for Jacob Denny. '27 driver out to qualify. The 19 AZ, the pilot, is Hayden Reinbold of Gilbert, Arizona. The AME Electrical, Indy Race Parts, Stanton Spike. Reinbold, Underwood Motorsports of a 19 AZ. Last year ran back in 2023, the last time USAC National Midgets graced the clay here at Circle City. He ran 17th in the feature event. Goes 2nd quick in his opening lap, a 12.539, 1:25.39 seconds for Hayden Reinbold. Off of the pace of Justin Grant by 0.057 seconds. Lap number 2 is slower, 12.832, a 12.539. Good enough for 2nd quick for Hayden Reinbold. The driver that leads the way with the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship behind the wheel of the Glenn Stiers Racing, Avante Windows and Doors, Oshwegan Speedway Elite SR11X Spike Chassis number 3G here this week. Kyle Cummins out of Princeton, Indiana, 7 times a winner this season, most recently at Tri-State back on May 10th. 39 career starts in USAC National Midget Competition. Picked up a win back in Tri-State in 2021. Goes 23rd quick in his opening lap, a 12.920 seconds. 21 starts in Indiana Midget Week competition. That one win at Tri-State, that was during Midget Week competition. At 7 top 5s and 11 top 10 finishes. Second time around, slower, 13.001, a 12.920, 23rd for Kyle Cummins. Out to the speedway now at Sutter, California, driven the Indy Power Sports, Prime 47, CTCPA, Stanton Spike Chassis, High Performance Lubricants number 57. This is Logan Seavey. Logan Seavey in the number 57. Looking back at 2023, ran 20th here. Prior to that in 2021, a 7th place finish. Comes around in his opening lap, 16th quick at a 12.782, 127.82 seconds. 4 times a winner in Indiana Midget Week competition out of 34 starts, has 17 top 5s and 27 top 10 finishes to go along with it. Comes around lap number 2, 8th quick at a 12.615, 126.15 seconds for Logan Seavey. Good jump on lap number 2. 30th driver out to qualify is going to be Ethan Mitchell out of Mooresville, North Carolina. Driver the Spike Chassis, Bundy-built Honda, Millbridge Speedway, FK Indy, Walker Filtration, Mark Ford, the Joya Seating, Radical Print Company, Ethan Mitchell owned, number 19M. Lil Bundy on the clock onto the back straightaway. 101 career USAC National Midget starts, a trio top 5s and 20 top 10 finishes. 5 times he has been your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier. Comes around on lap number 1, 29th quick at a 13.140, 131.40 seconds for Ethan Mitchell. Another driver in the field looking for his first career start here at Circle City Raceway. Brings it around lap number 2 to 26 quick at a 12.953, 129.53 seconds for Ethan Mitchell. Just a handful of drivers to go here in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Christopher Hartman out of Boulder, Colorado on the speedway now. The Hinchman Indy Duo Water, Claxton Ford powered Spike Chassis. Terry Broderick Group, Josh Hodjo, number 35, problems as he is up to the wall over in turn number 1. So Christopher Hartman, the driver, parked up against the wall over in turn number 1. Justin Grant leads the way right now in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying at 12.482. Hayden Reinbold, a 12.539 is second quick. Carter Sarf at a 12.553 is third. Fourth is Zach Weigel at a 12.566. Corbin Ruschenberg currently fifth quick at a 12.598. Nason Persley, Colton Robinson, Logan Seavey, Drake Edwards, and Cannon McIntosh currently make up the top 10. Checking the replay here on the FloRacing broadcast. Likewise on the big screen of the back straightaway. At speed into turn number 1, and something just not quite right. And it doesn't look like the car ever tried to turn, as finally the concrete is what brought him to a stop. So he'll have one lap at the end if he is able to do so. If you have a major way down into the midway, of course, the USAC merchandise trailer is down there. If you're looking for rosters, they are sold out. So, again, the rosters are sold out, but that doesn't mean you can't get a hold of all of your 2025 race day must-have gear. As we get back to action here, driver out to the speedway is out of Indianapolis, Indiana. It's going to be Chris Bowie, driver the Good Guys Home Service. Bowie built Honda, Ripper Chassis, Nitro Alley Graphics, High Shine Window Cleaning, number 36. Family with long ties in USAC competition comes around on his opening lap at a 13.552, 135.52 seconds. Line number 1 for Chris Bowie. Takes the Honda-powered entry off into turns 3 and 4. He'll enter low, swing it wide. We'll see if he finds some more speed here on line number 2 as he hums the right rear past the flag stand. And it will be a 13.355. Does improve on time, 30th quick for Chris Bowie. Driver to Coleman, Alabama, the Inferno Armor, Metalloid 1, ShockGuaranteeDuck.com for Driven Performance, Advanced Racing Suspension, 14th race at number 14. This is Kevin Thomas Jr. Kevin Thomas Jr. in the number 14. Brings it off at turn number 4. Line number 1 will be a 12.632, 1:26.32 seconds for Kevin Thomas Jr. on his opening lap. Good enough for 10th quick right now. 41 career starts in Indiana Midweek competition. Nice and low and nice and fast. It turns 3 and 4. Second quick on lap number 2. A 12.526, 1:25.26 seconds. Justin Grant edges him out by .044 seconds. Blake Brandon out of Morgan Hill, California. The Kaiser Wheels, Advanced Shocks, Brandon Corporation, Western Speed, Speedway Toyota, Spike Chassis, Brandon Motorsports, number 40. Nice and low through turns 3 and 4. Brings the Toyota powered entry around on his opening lap. 28th quick at a 13.010, 1:30.10 seconds for Blake Brandon. 2 career starts in Indiana Midweek competition. Looking for his first here at Circle City Raceway. Lap number 2 will be a 13.025. He'll stand on his opening lap at 13.010. Good enough for 28th. 35th driver out to the clay will be the 71W, the driver to Perth, Western Australia, driver to QV Automotive Mining Marine. GRD Chevrolet powered, Spike Chassis, Valvoline, Dasco Supply Group, Don Golding Racing number 71. This is Daniel Harding. Daniel Harding in the number 71. Another one of the Australians making his Indiana Midweek debut. Comes around on his opening lap at a 12.853. 21st quick right now for the driver of the 71W. To get a 12.853 on his opening lap. Streaks are off into turns 3 and 4. Backs are up just over the cushion here. The rooster tail will fly. And lap number 2 going to be a 13.054. Opening lap good for 21st quick. Again, a 12.853. And Rylan Gray, the engine sounding much worse here during practice. Would not get up to speed, and now she is sounding a little sickly out there in the acecorp.com. Stanton Link chassis number 81G. Nevertheless, he's going to go in and take a lap here and at least get himself on the board. That 4-cylinder running about 1.5 of them right now as he comes around. And lap number 1 will be a 14.514. So 2 more drivers set to qualify. Steven Snyder Jr. out to the racetrack at a Rising Sun, Maryland. The RMS Racing, Enviro Fast, Speedway Toyota, Spike Chassis, MPV Logistics, Ronda Supply, Valco Wheels, number 4. Snyder, a trio of micro wins on the season. A pretty good score out in Plaza Park where he picked up $10,000 during the KKM West Showdown. Comes around in his opening lap, 16 quick at a 12.733, 1:27.33 seconds for Steven Snyder Jr. 8 career USAC National Midget starts, a pair of top 5s and 4 top 10 finishes for the driver of the number 4 machine. Comes around lap number 2, a 12.968. He'll stand on lap number 1, a 12.733, currently 16. And scheduled to be the last driver to qualify, coming to you out of Collinsville, Oklahoma, driving the Eibach Toyota KKM Give Back Classic, Curb Records, Link Chassis, Speedway Toyota, KKM Curb Continue number 97K. This is Cale Drake. Cale Drake in the 97K. 1 win on the season up at Sweet Springs back on May 18th. In Indiana Midweek competition, he has 5 starts and 1 victory. That win coming last year at Lincoln Park Speedway. Comes around on his opening lap at a 12.879. Good enough for 26 quick right now, 12.879 seconds for the driver out of Collinsville, Oklahoma. Takes her down to the bottom side through turns 3 and 4. Trying to grab some more speed here in lap number 2, and he will. 19th quick at a 12.753, 1:27.53 seconds. So a little bit of moisture coming out to the racing surface. Sprint car hot lap's going to be coming up here in just a little bit. Justin Grant also behind the wheel of his NOS Energy Drink number 4. So once he wraps up with hot laps there, we'll have him go down and get a word with Christy in the infield about his Honest Abe Roofing Quick Qualifying Award tonight. So sprint cars will be out here in just a moment. The 12th time in his career that Justin Grant has been your Honest Abe Roofing Quick Qualifier. And again, you'll pick up that extra $150. Throughout his career, he's been your quick qualifier at Kokomo, Lawrenceburg, Port City, Bloomington, Belleville, and now adds Circle City Raceway to the list of tracks. He has been your Honest Abe Roofing Quick Qualifier here with the USAC NOS Energy Drink Midget National Championship. So again, 39 drivers on hand here tonight for night number 1 of the 2025 edition of Indiana Midget Week here with the USAC NOS Energy Drink Midget National Championship. I mentioned the USAC merchandise trailer down in the midway. Several drivers also with shirts and other goodies available here. Justin Grant, Logan Seavey, Mitchell Moles, Jaden Rogers, Thomas Meserol, Jacob Denny, his shirts actually available down at the USAC merchandise trailer as well. So make sure to go down and get yours while your size, color, and design is still available. Also, the NOS Energy sampling station is down there. Grab a complimentary can of NOS Energy here this evening. Getting text from Brooklyn down in the USAC merchandise trailer. She had found about a half a dozen more printouts, but those went pretty quick. So unfortunately, all the rosters are gone down to the merchandise trailer. However, all those hats, T-shirts, and that fresh lineup of Indiana Midget Week T-shirts are available down there. And, of course, the blanket, there is only 3 left. So if you want to make the couch look even better at home and even increase home values, make sure and get your very own personal USAC blanket. On to the voice of the Circle City Raceway. The 410 Sprint Cars coming up. 34 on hand here tonight. Take it away.
Thank you, Brian Holbert. Get ready for sprint car qualifying up next. Group number 1 is going to have the Justin Grant doubling up tonight. Already got him fast time in the midgets. Can he do it in the sprinters as well? 410 sprinters running from their own Circle City Championship here in 2025. Let's get ready to push off the first group. It'll be Justin Grant. Out there is number 4 machine, the 2A of Abby Holbein. Holbein returns to the Circle City. Charles Davis Jr. out there in the bright yellow, number 47. There's your 4 machine of Justin Grant. Going to try to double up on fast times tonight. 33P of R.J. Johnson. Going to give her a shot, see what he can get done. The 53 of Braden Fox. A lot of new faces coming out here for the 410ers. Don't usually get to see here on a regular basis. 00 is going to be Noah Whitehouse, who's very much a regular. Family grew up not too far from the racetrack. Hunter Maddox out there in the number 24 M machine. Also going to have the 2A. There's Abby Holbein, the black 2A machine with the fluorescent number 2 on the back. Had an engine heat section for these guys earlier. Dude, have more of the open wheel action this Friday coming up here at Circle City, as we're going to have the TQ midgets returning or coming out for the first time this year, as well as the return of the steel block sprints, another one of the working class heroes of the racing world. Glad to have them on board here this Friday night. And lost track. Number 1 of Ryland Gray. Did I get the right route? Oh. Does not get a transponder working on that one. Ryland Gray's number 1. He's just out of Greenfield. Literally just a few minutes up the road for him to make the trip out here. But having a transponder issue with that machine. Did not get a signal off the Ryland Gray ride. You can follow this at My Race Pass. The USAC midgets are on the USAC midgets are on the Race Monitor app for your smart device, whereas Circle City runs regularly on the My Race Pass device. Of course, they are worldwide, as you've noticed, on FloRacing. Welcome everybody around the planet here, being with us here on the east side of Indianapolis. Had a couple 3 weeks in a row here of rainouts here at Circle City Raceway. It's been a horrendous month of May here for the east side of Indianapolis. Glad to have Mother Nature smiling upon us here. Gorgeous weather. Might get a little bit nippy later on as we get these guys up to speed. Again, one of the stories here tonight is going to be Justin Grant trying to double up. Already set fast time in the USAC midgets. Now getting ready to go out and get some laps in the 410 sprinters. Right now they're encouraging guys to get down there and dust up the track a little bit. The last little bit of ironing out. Track's staying in pretty good shape out there. Temps here in this east side of Indianapolis fairly temperate here the last few weeks, so looking forward to good things on that. Appreciate you coming out and check us out, whether you're in person or watching on the tube. Wherever you may be, you're welcome with us here at Circle City Raceway. A couple seasons under the belts now for this track here, built out of the Marion County Fairgrounds over on the east side. Start getting her up to speed, see what we can do. Take a look. Starting to get some times in under the green. So far, Ricky Lewis won the turn at 13.2. Oh, wow. Already, Ryland Gray's number 1 machine flying at a 13.266. You got 4 digits for you if you really want to hang it out. Oh, wow. More coming in. How about a 12.8459 from Justin Grant? And gets beat by Ryland Gray at a 12.8021. Justin Grant will not double up on fast times here tonight. Oh. Beat me out. He just threw a neener to your announcer. Justin Grant comes back with his third lap, a 12.462. 12.462 for Justin Grant. It's going to set the bar by about 0.3 of a second over R.J. Johnson. Gave us a 12.7617. Ryland Gray looked good there for a while. He settles in for third quick out of that group at a 12.8021. Group 1 taken care of. Group number 2 coming on out. Saban Bidman's going to be in this one in the number 5 machine out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Landon Butler from Galveston, Indiana. Don't you know, Cass County into house. In the number 18, Cole Kirkland from Kokomo. There you go. Howard County also represented in the 81. Evan Mosley from LaPel in the 2. Jake Swanson out of Anaheim, California in the 5T. Chance Crum in the 83C machine. Austin Nye out of Greenfield, Indiana in the 97. Brendan Marshall is going to see what he can do out of Wills Point, Texas in the number 43. And Kyle Willis from North Vernon, Indiana. There's all my Osgood friends going at ready to rock it. The 5W. Get them warmed up. Shot at 3 good laps. Don't forget, if you're a little hungry, a little thirsty, got you covered. Both concession stands open up. Facilities for restrooms located on both as well. As you heard Brian Holbert saying earlier, all kinds of merchandise trailers behind the main grandstand. Pop on over and make a visit. Don't forget my good friends with the Kickin' Cancer squad as well down there. Have their tent set up, ready to go. Thank you all for being out here, folks. Hope you're enjoying the weather and the seats. Might get a bit cooler here later on once the sun goes down. If you are in need of a long sleeve shirt, jersey, a hoodie, we got you covered all over the place back there behind the main grandstand. My good friend out of Indy Screen Prints got you covered, by the way. He's got the sale rack going on. I think he has finally sold out of the AJ Foyt shirts. This second group's going to roll things in. And they start bringing up the speed. Chance Crum, one of the fellas on the track right now in the 83C machine. One of the fellas had some good success out here in the recent events as the green flag flies. Cole Kirkland's no slouch whatsoever either as laps start coming in. Crum leading with 13.08 and change, 13.3. Some more of those 12-second laps coming in. Kirkland sets one real quick at 12.869. First batch of laps are in. Second coming through. 3 good laps determine the time. Justin Grant. We stick it out on top. We'll find out here in just a sec. Austin Nye turns down to a 12.786 in that number 97 ride. Kirkland set in second. And we're coming final laps, and that's it. Austin Nye now sits atop the charts. 12.786 there for Austin Nye in that number 97. Cole Kirkman, the 81, 12.869. And Landon Butler gave us a 12.992 in the number 18 for the top 3 out of that group. Everybody else 13 and above. Group 3 coming up, and one in the wall. That's not going to be good. Looks like thinking. Landon Butler only got 2 of his laps in. The 12.992 was his second. Third one ended up in the concrete there and turned to the Circle City Oval. So Justin Grant still atop the charts. Going to send out the Gator Getter to get her out of there as we put the Happy Hooker squad onto the front end. Landon Butler's machine and bring out the next group. Group 3 includes a couple pair of guys who won the last couple outings here. Jaden Rogers going to be out here in the number 06. Zach Pretorius in the 9Z from Yorktown. R.J. Miller out of Edgewood, Texas in the 34. Kevin Thomas Jr. is going to give it a shot in number 15. Cale Drake will be in this one in the 2B machine. Trey Osborne in the 6T. Bo Brandon came up down from Elwood in the 21B ride. And just a short drive for Logan Prickett. See what he can do in number 37. He's out of Shelbyville, Indiana. Group number 3 going to give her a shot. 3 winners so far in the 410 sprint cars in 2025 here at Circle City. 2 of them in this race, Jaden Rogers and Zach Pretorius. Harley Burns picked up the win just last time out, just before the rain came last week. Last Friday just passed, and he is the other one with the win in 2025 in the 410s this year. He'll be in the final group coming up shortly. Get ready to kick it now very, very quickly into qualifying mood. Ready to cross the stripe in this 2B ride. Looking sweet out there. See what we got coming on here. Prickett. 12.96s coming in. 12.363 for Trey Osborne. Mama. Time to bet the farm on this one. Osborne 12.363 takes the top time so far. Beats Justin Grant. Get those final laps in here. 3 allowed, but Trey Osborne looking sweet. Kicked it off 12.363. Kevin Thomas in the number 15 gave us a 12.486. So there you go, 12.363 for Trey Osborne, your new fast time. Kevin Thomas, 12.486. And Zach Pretorius, 12.709. Sweet little lap for Trey Osborne, his opening lap. So Justin will not get to double up on fast times here tonight. One more round to go. Group 4 is going to have Nathan Smee in the 42 Austria U from Sydney, New South Wales. Brent Sexton from Lakeside in the number 44. Jack Hoy will be in this one out of Frankfurt, the number 11 ride. The Throttle Shane Cottle will be with us in the 34C. Matt Goodnight came down over from Winchester in the 39. There's Harley Burns, the number 16 B machine winner last time out here in these sprinters. Logan Calderwood's going to be in the number 6, and Cameron LaRose from Phoenix, Arizona in the 13P. Taking a look in blue and green, Harley Burns picked up the win last Friday night, and then the rains just came. They had some drizzle to start with, and the racers wanted to give it up, but Harley not willing to give it up at all. Great little race coming down to the wire the last lap, and Harley pulls one off. Going to try to see if he can't get a second one here at Circle City tonight in these 410 sprints. Nice look at the 44 of Setzer. There you can see Burns just on the other side of the track equipment. In green, we'll keep an eye on him tonight for sure. Getting everybody lined up and ready to go. 12.363 is going to be the mark to beat. Track here at the Marion County Fairgrounds actually goes back to early 1960s, late 1950s, but mainly used for tractor pulls. They've used a variety of activities here. Of course, the usual county fair events such as demolition derbies. Had a regular motorcycle series working here before Kevin Garrigus came in. dug out a brand new track, brought in a whole bunch of new dirt, put in the big Lego box all the way around, expanded it, added the wheel fence, the lighting, and the other goodies, plus a full drainage system. Made all the changes. Donna Van Meter and Eddie Van Meter taking over the place here the last 2 seasons. Mother Nature has been harsh to them. Glad to have you come out and join us and make it easier. Could sometime this summer. Glad to have you join us. Check out that schedule at CircleCityRaceway.com. We can go green, make it happen. Burns, that's the mark with a 12.786 right out of the box. See if anybody else even coming close at this point. Burns slowed down 12.8. Got Cameron LaRose number 13P to 12.9. Everybody else is 13 and above. And checkers fly. Burns 12.786 standing so far. Anybody got anything else for him? Does not look like it. And we're waiting, and we're waiting, and we're waiting. Last few trickling across the line. Stick a fork in it, they're done. And Harley Burns gets fast time out of this group. But one of the stories of the night, Trey Osborne, your fast qualifier. Making the drive over from Columbus, Ohio. I had a set time. All 3 former winners looking pretty good. And we're getting ready to move on. Opening ceremonies and all the other goodies. 8 o'clock, 8:05 here in Indianapolis. And we're getting ready to get this show rolling.
Indeed. Right quick, let's go ahead and take it down to the infield to Christy Bemis.
Yeah, thank you very much, Brian. Justin Grant going to pick up tonight's Honest Abe Roofing Fast Qualifying Award. Very first car out, held off 38 other cars to get it done. In the midget, you went a 12.482, and in the sprint car, you went a 12.462, which tells you quite a bit about how much the track changed from the beginning of midget qualifying to now. Do you feel like when going out early helped you out quite a bit?
Yeah, I think here at Circle City, you kind of want, it seems like normally you want to go out either early or late. It's like early, you've got enough grip around the middle to lay a lap, and then late, the bottom gets cleaned up and some guys start rolling good again. So you kind of just don't want to go out in the middle here. But no, our my CBI, NOS Energy Drink number 87 was awesome as it's been about every night I've gotten in it. And so thanks to Chad and all the guys back there working hard and giving me a great car, and Jeff and Nick giving me a great sprint car and having a lot of fun. Happy to be out here racing in front of all you guys, and looking forward to tonight.
With the sprint cars here to really help widen the racetrack out, how do you expect midget racing will look at the end of tonight with a much wider racetrack?
Yeah, it'll be different. Normally here, you watch the old, like the past midget week races here, and it's kind of up above the cushion and turning across, and be a different Circle City tonight for sure. The sprint cars get it piled up on the wall and glass off the middle, and it'll be substantially different than what you've seen here the last few years, but I imagine it'll still be a good race.
He's looking forward to it. That's Justin Grant. He's tonight's Honest Abe Roofing Fast Qualifier for night number 1 of Indiana Midget Week with the NOS Energy Drink National Midget Series.
Thank you very much. Don't forget, get your cell phone out and follow along. You can find us on Facebook by searching for USAC Racing and on X and Instagram at USAC Nation. A reminder that anything you see posted to social media is unofficial. All official news, notes, points, and that will all be posted to USACRacing.com at the close of tonight's racing program. We'll have opening ceremonies here in just a little bit. K1 Race Gear was born in 2003 with a philosophy of offering products to customers that they would be proud to use. At K1 Race Gear, they are racers and they understand the value of buying quality racing products at a reasonable price. Whether your son or daughter is just starting out in the sport or you have a lifelong passion for racing, they have the products for you. Go online to order today at K1RaceGear.com. Mr. Keene, you ready, sir?
There we go. Test 1, 2, 1, 2. Hey, folks, welcome to Circle City. It's USAC time. A show of hands, have you been here? If you've never been here, raise your hand. We thank you. We thank you. We love seeing new people. Now, I'm asking all veterans, if you're a veteran or a current active military, please stand. We absolutely thank you for our freedom. Now, if I can get everybody to please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats if you're unable to stand. We understand, but we do stand here at Circle City with Miss Hannah Sexton singing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Miss Hannah Sexton, now let's get ready to go upstairs for some of the best racing action all around the land. Guys, take it away, and thank you, Flow Sports.
Number 1, brought to you by Car IQ. 10 times around. Top 5 going to transfer on directly into your feature event. Everybody else in the Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. As the cars make their way out, they'll stage around the bottom side of the speedway, and your lineup will roll to the green like this. Driver on the pole is out of Kennedale, Texas, to the Belling Racing Equipment. Stanton Spike, number 27X. It'll be Kyle Jones. Next to him, it'll be Trey Marcham at Newcastle, Oklahoma, the Schmitz Incorporated. Spike, Stanton SR11X. Proterra Landscaping, number 85. Second row from the inside, Gunnar Setzer at a Columbus, Indiana. Driver of the Midwest 2 Mill, Stanton Link Chassis. The Cure Stars now. Setzer Fabricating, number 43. And lining up from the fourth starting spot in 57, that'll be Logan Seavey at Sutter, California. Driver the Indy Power Sports, Stanton Spike. Forecheck Marketing, Mountain Mechanical Contractors, number 57. This starting spot to the Belpre, Ohio. Driver the Cornell Racing Stables, Belling Racing Equipment, Stanton Triple X, number 8. It'll be Zach Weigel. And next to him tonight's Honest Abe Roofing Quick Qualifier. Driver coming to you out of Ione, California. Driver the Spike, Speedway Toyota, NOS Energy, PrecisionAuction.com, number 87. That will be Justin Grant. Mason Hannigan at Pittsburgh, Indiana, the Town Line Variety, Brown & Miller Racing Solutions, CigarPort.ca, Hills Racing, number 71H will go from the 7 starting spot, and next to him is going to be Cale Coons at Greencastle, Indiana, driver the Curb Wreckers, D Company's Impact, number 63. Final row from the inside, It's going to be Jake Robinson out of Perth, Western Australia, the Mannington Toyota powered link chassis number 8 AU. And your final starter set to be Rylan Gray out of Greenfield, Indiana, the acecorp.com Kaiser Wills Gray auto number 81G. As that'll be your scheduled lineup for Car IQ Heat Race number 1 of 4 with the USAC NOS Energy Drink Midget National Championship. Heat race is getting underway. The Toyota Racing Development pace truck, bringing the field around to the front straightaway. Joining me, of course, in the booth for heat race competition, Miss Christy Bemis.
Indiana Midget Week.
Yes, finally.
Finally. I need to make some money.
The yearly tradition since '05.
As do they, I'm sure.
Yes. School's out, so the paychecks have stopped.
That's right. Something like that.
Yeah, something to that effect. Set to go to green here. Car IQ Heat Race number 1, Kyle Jones. Trey Marcham on that front row. They come around to the NOS Energy start cam. We go to green. Jones looked like he was going to have the jump initially, but the car kind of spinning up on him. That allows Marcham to run to the outside. It'll be hard not to say Jerry Coombs Jr. behind the wheel, that number 85. He is actually crewing this weekend for his son. It's Trey Marcham out at the front of the field.
Yeah, tough to make that mental switch, and equally tough for Logan Seavey, who got sort of hung out on the outside too high on the racetrack on that last lap, and now he's struggling to fight for position back in 6th.
Speaking of fighting for positions, a new change of the guard up at the front of the field. Gunnar Setzer going to sneak to the inside through turns 1 and 2. He'll take it. Here comes the 87 of Justin Grant now. The NOS Energy CB Industries number 87 charging up in that second spot. Challenged by Marcham to the inside. That'll be the battle for silver and bronze here as they come around to the near side of the speedway. As they battle, Gunnar Setzer going to get a few car links on him. He will roll away to the back straightaway. Grant, Marcham, Jones, Weigel, your top 5 there last time at the start-finish line.
The battle for the transfer position rages on between Zach Weigel and Logan Seavey. Zach Weigel with the advantage right now, continuing to come up the racetrack right in front of the 57. Logan Seavey coming off of turn number 4, making it just very difficult for Logan to do anything to try and get around him.
Pair of battles on the racetrack as you see here on the FloRacing broadcast. They'll switch around in that right-hand side. The left side focused solely on that lead right now, as it will be Setzer continuing to hold on in that number 43 machine, trying to make his very first A-main start here in Indiana Midweek competition. Takes her around the bottom side through turns 1 and 2. Him and Grant on a breakaway. Back in third, Marcham still. Kyle Jones. Weigel holds on to the transfer spot. He has got your defending USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship. Champion absolutely breathing down his neck right now.
Yeah, so Zach Weigel really feeling that pressure out of Logan Seavey. Again, that is the transfer position, so he's going to have to make sure he either holds off the 57 or kicks it up a notch as Logan Seavey's starting to look for different ways around.
That Prime 47 trying to take a cut out of the high side here now. Takes it down to the bottom. Does he have the run on Weigel? The Cornell Racing Stables number 8 trying to win the race into turns 3 and 4. It's going to come up Seavey though in 57 as they come around to the way with the white flag. Now, can Weigel take it back?
So Weigel going to try to peek to the inside of the 57 in turns number 1 and 2. Logan Seavey going to get a little bit of stretch on the back straightaway, but nonetheless, Gunnar Setzer going to take the checkered flag on this one.
Setzer picks up the win. Justin Grant crossing in second. Marcham, Jones, and Seavey. Those 5 drivers are going to move on into your feature event. Everybody else into a Elliott's Custom Trailers a Cart semi-feature. So Weigel, Hannigan, Coons, Robinson, they'll have to race again here tonight. But your winner comes to you out of Columbus, Indiana, driving the Midwest 2 Mills, Stanton Link chassis number 43. Race fans, give him a hand. Gunnar Setzer, winner in Car IQ Heat Race number 1, down Drake.
And it's his first heat race win on the 2025 season, and he's put quite together the impressive rookie season up to this point. But Gunnar, you made your USAC National Sprint Car debut last year. Now you've gotten your first taste here in a midget. What are the biggest differences to you so far?
Definitely a speed difference in these things. So going from the sprint car to the midgets got a little bit easier, so I think it's already improved. And my dad's got this car pretty good. I got to thank my sponsors, MTN, the Cure Starts Now, Professional Concrete, Pipeline Transportation, Stanton, Link, and then Brown's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
That's Gunnar Setzer, winner of Car IQ Heat Race number 1, 5th last week in the sprint car race at Knoxville, but more importantly, he was the overall winner on Dirt Draft, which might be the most impressive thing of all, guys.
Thank you very much. K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2 begin to make its way out to the speedway.
Hey, you guys, you can't do
Driver on the pole of this one will be Jacob Boxell. He's out of Zanesville, Indiana. Driver of the Inferno Armor, Metalloid 1. Stanton Link Chassis, 4 Kings Racing, number 14, JB. Next to him, Thomas Meseral out of San Jose, California. The England Machine and Tool Team STV EA Stealth Spike Chassis, teaming their own, number 7X. Second row from the inside, Jacob Denny out of Galloway, Ohio. The JBL Audio TRD Toyota Mobile 1, number 67. And from the 4th starting spot, Drake Edwards out of Peoria, Arizona. The Avante Windows and Doors, PristineAuction.com. Petty Performance Racing, number 83. Looking to your third row from the inside line, Corbin Ruschenberg in Mesa, Arizona, driver of the CBC Steel Building, Stanton Spike Chassis, Arizona Luxury Garage, 7 Development, number 26. And from 6, picked up an extra $15,000 this past weekend by the Knoxville Raceway, Kevin Thomas Jr. at Coleman, Alabama, the Inferno Armor, Metalloid 1, ShopAngryDuck.com, Stanton Link Chassis, number 14. Next row from the inside, it'll be Caden Manders. He's out of Perth, Western Australia, driver of the Dasco Supply Group, QV Automotive Mining Marine, number 71. And next to him from 8th, it'll be Mitchell Moore to Mooresville, North Carolina, the Millbridge Speedway, Bunnyville Honda, Spike Chassis, Radical Print Company, number 19M. Final row from the inside, the 16th is going to be the Honest Abe Roofing entry of Kevin Newton out of Terre Haute, Indiana, and your final starter in 35. Comes to you all the way from Boulder, Colorado, driver of the Hinchman Indy Duo Water, Terry Broderick Group, number 35. That is Christopher Hartman, as that'll be your scheduled lineup for K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. Cars will begin to come to life. Quite a few contingencies up for grabs for these drivers. Of course, the Parallax Group, who does the season-long passing master points, they're doing another one throughout Indiana Midget Week. And the driver that advances most positions, this includes heat races, semi, and a feature event, gives an extra $500. Pro Source, extra $100 to the car on the final car on the lead lap each night during the feature event. And $500 to the first guy outside of the top 10 in Indiana Midget Week points once everything is said and done, as long as they attend every race. So there is a caveat there. And, of course, that $15,000 champion check.
Yeah, what a huge payout. That is so awesome to see that continue to grow over the years.
So the Pro Source Hard Work Award and Pro Source, again, on that extra $500 in points, provided they do attend each and every race.
Kel Drake sits atop those season-long Parallax Power passing master standings, so see what he can do during this Indiana Midget Week. But, of course, that's not one that you necessarily want to be leading.
That's one where it says, man, you need to work on qualifying, but he has definitely started to work on that, put himself in a good position in Knoxville. Unfortunately, didn't quite play out that way. As from the big track back to the small track here, Thomas Meseral working the top side of the speedway. Speaking of big track drivers, he's been a weekly competitor for the Knoxville Raceway in the Kayleen Burville number 01. He'll come around and he will lead the way here in K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2.
The caution will fly. And that looks like Caden Manders sits stopped over in turns number 1 and 2.
Rizzy going to go over and assist to get him refired. So we already call him Rizzy, and me and Tony had this conversation up in Knoxville about, you know, the new lingo, the new slang these kids are using.
Yeah.
So technically he is the Riz.
He is, but he was Rizzy long before anybody was using the word Riz as an adjective.
He started. He should get royalties off of this.
He should. We got to stop saying it. I don't have to pay him.
So one lap officially completed. Thomas Meseral leading. Boxell running in second. Denny running in third. Edwards, then Ruschenberg. Rounds out your top 5. Kevin Thomas Jr. running in 6th. Right now just shy of a transfer. Manders had been running in 7th.
And so on those previous laps, Jacob Boxell had been occupying the lower side of the racetrack, keeping some of those cars like Jacob Denny behind him. So we'll see what changes up on this restart as Thomas Meseral goes to the middle part of the racetrack.
Single file pass the NOS Energy Start Can, and they will fan out from there. A thank you to Mr. Burbick coming up and getting the screen on the back straightaway sorted out. It had decided to freeze up on us. So the fans in the stands were looking at a lineup for the last 8 laps, but now they're able to see what's going on here as Thomas Meseral leads the way. Edwards running in second. Boxell had been running in third. He's going to get slipped back to 67, and Jacob Denny able to work by in that JBL Audio KKM Kerbagajanian entry. And now Boxell's going to have his teammate knocking on the door here. Here comes Kevin Thomas Jr. in that 14. He's going to try to get a 2-for-1 deal. He's got one, couldn't quite get the other.
And just a little bit of contact, it looked like, between those teammates as Kevin Thomas Jr. continues to battle for that position. And once again, that is the battle for the transfer spot.
4th, 5th, and 6th all right there under a blanket here is the battle for second also going on. Down to the inside goes Denny. Drake was able to get by him on the back straightaway. Retakes the position there as they kind of jockeyed it up there in turns 3 and 4. Jacob Denny down to the inside, has the better line this time. He's going to take it. In the meantime, those 14 drivers are still going at it tooth and nail here. Kevin Thomas Jr. and Jacob Boxell. It will be KTJ with the advantage at 4th. Boxell back to 5th. Oh, look out. Ruschenberg just found out where the track ends and the wall begins, and he may have caused some serious damage. A lot of smoke starting to come off of that number 26.
Yeah, definitely a pretty hard impact over there in turn number 2. Continuing to push on, though, as he now sits in that 6th position outside looking in for the transfer position. And your battle for the lead is heating up.
Jacob Denny, he has been very good at the bottom side of the racetrack. That's how he's kind of picked his way forward here. Started 3rd, kind of meandered back in that 3rd and 4th spot there the first couple of laps. Now finding his way forward is Timez, letting the car kind of drift down and across the bottom to kind of block that lane there through turns 3 and 4, kind of switching his lineup. Runs the inside through turns 1 and 2. Denny showed his hand a little bit there, and Mesrol, the veteran, able to capitalize on it, works to the bottom side of the speedway. He'll come around to find the checkered flag flying. Timez gets the job done here in K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. Jacob Denny, Drake Edwards, Kevin Thomas Jr., Jacob Boxell, those 5 drivers into the main event. Ruschenberg, Manders, Mitchell, Newton, and Hartman into the Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, he's out of San Jose, California. Driver the England Machine and Tool, Team STV, Sure-Built Suspension, High-Performance Lubricants, number 7X. Race fans, give him a hand, Thomas Meserol. Jacob Denny in that 2nd spot. Drake Edwards, Kevin Thomas Jr., Jacob Boxell, those 5 on to the feature event. Corbin Ruschenberg, Cade Manders, Ethan Mitchell, Kevin Newton, and Christopher Hartman. Unofficially rounding out your field as Timez is going to make his way down into the infield, and Miss Genevieve Malone going to get a word with our heat race winner.
Thomas Meserol, your 2nd heat race win, a Heat 2 K1 Race Gear, and also his 200th career start for the season. Thomas, you were kind of dealing with the dirty track. How crucial was it to get out early from the start?
Yeah, it was very crucial. You know, my guys said that I needed to run the bottom, but this thing felt really good just ripping laps around the top. I seen Denny down there and moved down, and we picked off a win. So hats off to my guys back in the pits. The Ford is ripping tonight, and really want to thank everybody watching, and especially everybody in the grandstands. We love seeing people in the stands.
Alrighty, Timez is your Heat 2 K1 Race Gear winner. I'll send it back up to you, Brian.
Thank you very much. Thomas Meserol outside of the front row going to pick up the win. Gunnar Setzer from the 3rd starting spot in K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 1. As USACgear.com Heat Race number 3 makes its way out to the speedway. The driver on the pole is out of Perth, Western Australia. Driving the QV Automotive Mining Marine, number 71W. It'll be Daniel Harding next to him. Driver to Collinsville, Oklahoma, the Link Chassis. Eibach Toyota KKM Give Back License number 97K. It'll be Kel Drake. 2nd row for the inside, Breckin Reese out of Canyon, Texas. The Sierra Towing and Crushing Speedway Toyota, followed by Spike Chandler Grand Prix 00. And from 4th, it'll be Cannon McIntosh out of Bixby, Oklahoma. The Mobile 1 TRD Curb Records Toyota number 71K. Looking at your 3rd row from the inside, Dason Persley to Locust Grove, Oklahoma, the PristineAuction.com, NOS Energy Drink, Toyota Racing Development, Mobile 1, number 86. And to his right, Hayden Reinbold at Gilbert, Arizona, the AME Electrical Indy Race Parts, number 19, AZ. At Chino Valley, Arizona, normally behind the wheel of a Now 600 Micro out in Arizona. The Kodiak Products, Coyote Race Cars, Temperature Control, Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. Beals Auto Body, number 77, AZ. It'll be Preston Norberry. And from 8th, Blake Brannon, he's out of Morgan Hills, California. Driver the Kaiser Advanced Shocks, Brandon Corporation, Speedway Toyota Spike Chassis, number 40. Final row from the inside, Chris Bowie out of Indianapolis, Indiana, the Good Guys Home Service, number 36. And your final starter, set to be the 2B, that is Abby Holbein out of Cloverdale, Ohio, the South Metro Sports, Bennick Enterprises, Ussinger, Spike Chassis, Nick Poe owned, number 2B. As that'll be your scheduled lineup again for USACgear.com Heat Race number 3. Looking over the field, and it looks like Holbein will be a no-show here in heat race competition.
And if I'm not mistaken, she didn't take a qualifying time either.
She did not. That deal kind of coming together a little bit at the last minute. Hopefully they can get things sorted out and get her back in action tomorrow. Who's done? So getting word Holbein is in fact done for the night. Gray also calling it quits here this evening. Hope to see him back in action tomorrow as we head to Paragon. As they make their way out for turn number 4, we go to green here in USACgear.com heat race number 3. Nearly 3 wide for the top spot. They're almost 3 wide for third as well. Racing off the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Up front, the 97K. Cale Drake from the outside of the front row. He's going to lead, and here comes Cannon McIntosh switching lines to the inside. He'll find second as they make their way out for turn number 2.
Huge sense of urgency out of Cannon McIntosh as he now sits in second place, trying to hold off a charge for third at the moment as they come across the front stretch.
That QV Daska, number 71, trying to hold on to third right now. The driver who qualified third, trying to get up into the third spot, Hayden Reinbold in 19AZ. Final transfer spot, that's where you want to keep your eyes on here, the 00 and the 86. Working the high side, Dason Persley going to come around. He'll take it from Brecken Reese. The Chandler Grand Prix Sunday's grocery entry now going to have to try to pedal his way back into a transfer spot here. Not done on the outside, but the lane's going to be blocked. The 19 up across the nose of Persley. Persley now going to switch and try the bottom side. Finds that road blocked as well, and that's going to bring Reese back into the fold.
What a huge move out of Hayden Reinbold to protect that position and get himself a little bit more momentum. Now he occupies the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to sneak underneath the 71W of Daniel Harding.
Harding so far able to keep him at bay. As I say that, he's going to keep the inside line open. The entry at turn number 1. And the 19 able to capitalize along with the 86. So that little mishap is going to cost him 2 spots here. And now he is on the bubble to see if he can hold on to a transfer spot. Reese right there in that Sonny's Grocery 00 working onto the back straightaway, glued to that back bumper. As all this has been going on, though, Cale Drake's been running away.
Yes, the top 2 definitely have stepped out on the field. Now that Hayden Reinbold and Dason Persley have a little bit more open air in front of them, they're beginning to reel in the 71K of Cannon McIntosh, but Dason Persley just found where the limit of the racetrack is in turn number 1 and 2.
Boy, he went up. If he didn't have that right rear wound up the way he did, that thing was going sailing, but he's able to keep it on the racetrack. The PracineAuction.com, number 86. Closing up with the 19 AZ of Hayden Reinbold. Back into a transfer spot goes Brecken Reese, able to work by the Aussie here as they come around to the wave of the white flag. 1 more to go, and USACgear.com heat race number 3.
Cale Drake continuing to roll around the bottom side of the racetrack, knowing that he's got a pretty decent lead. He's going to bring it through turns number 3 and 4, picking up USACgear.com heat race number 3. That's Cale Drake. Cannon McIntosh brings home third. Hayden Reinbold, Cannon McIntosh second. Hayden Reinbold third. Dason Persley fourth, and Brecken Reese rounding out your top 5 transfer positions.
So they'll move on to the feature event. Harding, Norbury, Brandon, and Bowie moving on to the Elliott's Custom Trailers and Karts semi-feature event. But your winner's going to work down into the infield. Race families out of Collinsville, Oklahoma. The Eibach Toyota Link Chassis, KKM, Kirby Gajani 97K. Give him a hand, Cale Drake. Speaking of Drakes, down to Drake.
It's a Drake overload down here, guys. Cale Drake, your winner of USACgear.com heat race number 3, his second heat race win on the year. And Cale, you come into Indiana Midget Week third in points. So how much is there an emphasis on this week, if you will, about trying to make this championship fight really about you? Because we know Indiana Midget Week can really turn the tides in a hurry.
We're just out here to win races and have some fun, and hopefully the rest will come. Just can't thank these guys enough for giving me an opportunity to be here, first off, and Caleb for giving me a really good race car to drive. Out there I felt like a sitting duck. I was trying to watch the big screen there, but it really wasn't doing me any favors, and I started to slip grip off exit a little bit, and so I tried to slow myself down, but in the end I just ended up keeping the pedal to the metal and trying to let her eat and just keep myself wide and taking up as much racetrack as possible. I thought we were going to water up down the front stretch, didn't get too good of a start, and dude about stuffed me in the fence, but we were able to drive around him and come out with the heat race win, which saves our night because, man, we qualified like crap. But on a track like this, when it goes off quick, you got to take what you can get when you can get it, and should get us a little bit better of a starting position here for the feature. So thank you to all you fans for coming out tonight, and to everyone for watching TV at home on Flow. Taylor, my sister's selling merchandise if you want to go get some t-shirts, and if you're at home, head over to shopcaledrakeracing.com.
Cale Drake gets the win in USACgear.com heat race number 3, and Brian and Christy, he could be a really sneaky guy to pick up the Indiana Midget Week title. In the 5 races so far this season, he's only been outside the top 10 once.
The only way you can get away with saying that is if it's in the style of Borat. Sneaky guy. He won't even do it. He just looks back, gives us a funny look. It happens a lot. Having to pause for a second as they were announcing for drivers down in the pit area. So, Cookout Heat Race number 4. Onto the Speedway at Pocahontas, Illinois, the Odell Trucking Speedway Total Link Chassis. Odell racing number 5D. The Dominator, Zach Dom, going to be on the pole this one. Outside of him will be KJ Snow out of Kingsburg, California. The PristineAuction.com, Toyota Racing Development, CB Industries, Spike Chassis number 86X. Next row from the inside, Steven Snyder Jr. to Rising Sun, Maryland, the RMS Racing, EnviroFast, Spike Chassis MPV Logistics number 4. And for the fourth starting spot in 97, Gavin Miller out of Allentown, Pennsylvania, the Sound Gear TRD entry. Next row from the inside, that will be Colton Robinson out of Titusville, Florida, the Precise Tooling Solutions, Speedway Total Link Chassis, Mobile 1, TRD number 67K. And to his right, still in search of a USAC national victory, but he does have a couple of Extreme Outlaw wins on the season. Carter Sarv out of Mason City, Illinois, in the Provisio Collision Concepts, Clearview Glass, Speedway Toyota Spike Chassis number 21K. The 3G, Kyle Cummins out of Princeton, Indiana. The Oshwegan Speedway, Glenn Stiers Racing, Spike SR11X, number 3G, going to go from the 7th starting spot from 8th and 7. That'll be Tom Payet out of Perth, Western Australia, driving the Merger Contracting. Energy Higher, Toyota Link Chassis, Rod Bennett owned, number 7AU. Final starter set to be Scott Orr out of Columbia City, Indiana, driving the Alexander's Garage, Buick-powered Spike, number 88. So that'll be your scheduled lineup again for Cookout Heat Race number 4.
And as you mentioned, Carter Sarf still looking for that first USAC NOS Energy Drink National Midget feature win. However, he has had a pretty glamorous year when it comes to winning races in general and carrying a lot of speed. Looked really good for the Kokomo Grand Prix and obviously carrying a lot of speed tonight as well, qualified 4th on your field.
He's had some solid finishes in USAC competition. He won this past weekend at Coles County with the Extreme Outlaw Midgets powered by Toyota. See what he can do here tonight at Circle City. It is his Midget Week debut as we go to green. Dom going to take him off into turns 1 and 2.
Last few heat races have been won around the bottom side of the racetrack, and Zach Dom starting on the inside has to be pretty thrilled about that. Going to hold down the bottom on lap number 1. Misses it a little bit coming out of turn number 4.
If there's anybody happier that the bottom is there, it might be Shane Cottle. But Zach Dom, that's primarily where we see him run. That time he did step out to the middle a little bit, and right behind him, the battle for second. KJ Snow going to be overtaken by Steven Snyder Jr. Snyder in that EnviroFast number 4 up into the 2nd spot. Snow up back to 3rd. Sarf in 4th, and Gavin Miller right now with the final transfer spot. Driver on the outside looking in. It's going to be Colton Robinson at 67. As I say that, he might be kicking the door in here on the outside line. He's got to run. He's got it.
Colton Robinson, the only driver on the racetrack at Circle City right now that's willing to hammer the top side, and it's sort of working out for him. He got him into a transfer position. Now he holds down that 5th spot.
Swinging that thing to the cushion like a 20-pound sledge as they make their way through turns 3 and 4. Going after Carter Sarv now. He has got some good momentum. Looked like they may have bounced off each other a little bit there. That kind of kills some of that as he's going to fall back in line with the 21. And Sarv now is going to move to the top side. So we'll see if he can make something happen. But did they leave the bottom open too much? Here comes Miller to the inside, 97.
Yeah, so Carter Sarf getting wise and knowing that the top side is there. Colton Robinson a little bit too high, cost him 2 positions. Now he's going to try to pick that momentum back up and get that transfer spot back from Gavin Miller.
Almost went for the man from Florida, the Florida man, in an instant over in turns 1 and 2, but he gets the car righted, gets back to the bottom side of the speedway, comes back after Miller, and the 97 is up front. Zach Dom, he is pretty much checked out in this one, slammed the door on the way out here. The Odell Trucking number 5D comes around. He'll have 3 laps remaining. Snyder still running in 2nd. Sarf, Snow, Miller, Robinson, Cummins, Payet, and Orr round out your running order. Problems for the 7. No parking zone over in turns 1 and 2, and unfortunately, the number 7 is found. That's Payet.
And so you were just watching it on FloRacing. Colton Robinson didn't take much time before jumping back up to the top side of the racetrack, and especially over in turn number 2, getting pretty close to the wall over there. Not just him, but the racetrack itself. The cushion moved all the way up toward the wall. There's a lot more racetrack left over in turns number 3 and 4. So the 2 sides of the racetrack looking quite different right now.
The wind has shifted a little bit throughout the day. It's really been blowing right across the racetrack and really focusing over in turns 1 and 2. So it's kind of dried out a little bit more and moving up. 3 and 4, as you said, it's only about 3/4 of the way up. We still got some room over there. The room has shifted. The wind has actually shifted more to going across the back straightaway. So interesting to see how it's going to affect the track as the night goes on, as we have 3 laps remaining. Zach Dom, who had been enjoying a little over 1.5 seconds over the battle behind him, now has the 4 right on his back bumper as we go back to green.
So Gavin Miller going to try to look to the inside of KJ Snow on this restart. He's accompanied by Kyle Cummins, who now sits in the 6th position, 1 spot out looking in.
Snyder going to look to the outside, trying to find the race lead. Can't find anything there. Sarf now to the top, goes back down to the bottom over in turns 1 and 2. KJ Snow trying to hold on to that 4th spot. Gavin Miller, Kyle Cummins coming after him here as they work into turns 3 and 4. Cummins He will jump to the high side of the speedway, trying to avoid running in a semi-feature event. Wave of the white flag. We've got one to go, and time has just about run out on this one. Through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag will drop on Zach Dahm in 5D. He'll get the job done here in Cookout Heat Race number 4. Steven Snyder Jr. in second. Carter Sark, KJ Snow, Gavin Miller unofficially with the final transfer spot. Cal Cummins, Colton Robinson, Tom Payet, and Scott Orr unofficially rounding out your field. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, at Pocahontas, Illinois, the Odell Trucking Speedway Total Link Chassis Odell Racing number 5D. Race fans, give him a hand, Zach Dahm. Dahm picking up the win. Snyder in second. Sarf, Snow, Miller, Cummins, Robinson, Payet, and Orr unofficially rounding out your field. Down to Genevieve.
Your Heat 4 Cookout winner, Zach Dahm, and actually it's his first Heat win of the night. Now, Zach, you're known to kind of favor the bottom. How eager were you to see that this track had taken the bottom?
Well, anybody that knows me knows that. So I still don't feel very good down there. So it's bad for me to say, but I gotta get a handle on this car. It's just a little different than what I've been accustomed to the last couple of years. So can't thank Pat and Debbie enough for letting me drive this thing, and it's another midget. So I don't know. I think Jerry's about the only one older than me here that has competed in this many of them. So. It's just going to be another fun week, and hopefully we can get this car a little bit better and see what we can do in the future.
Congratulations, Zach Dahm taking Heat 4 for tonight.
Thank you very much. Tonight will be his 57th career start in Indiana Midget Week competition. His victory coming back all the way in 2013 at Lawrenceburg. 7 top 5s and 24 top 10 finishes for the driver of the number 5D rather. As he will clear down from the infield, we will have sprint cars coming up next for their heat races. So we'll have just a couple of minutes here on the FloRacing broadcast. We'll step away. We'll be back to Circle City.
Chicka Ty Schaefer. I am from Grafton, Ohio. I'm 8 years old. My home track is Toledo. I race Junior Honda, Junior M1, Junior 160 on pavement and dirt. I also race a Junior Sprint on dirt. I am so excited to be a part of the Petty Performance Edge Top 48. I am most excited for a chance to race at the Tulsa Shootout and win the Golden Driller. I want to wish everyone in the competition good luck.